Welcome, and thanks for joining us on the Great American Movie Experience, filmed here at the Woodsmoke Production Studio in Georgia.
Our mission and the purpose of this show is to honor all things movie-related, as well as spotlighting unique, independent storytellers. I'm Sean Kelly.
I'm Brooke Bradley.
And I am Jessica Gavoino.
Time for the game we call Reviewing Lines. Here are the rules. Our producers have selected random reviews from online. We are seeing them for the first time here on the show.
Each of us will read the same review in whatever style or genre we are fated by the Wheel of Destiny.
Here are this week's random reviews. April 18th, 2019. 1 star. This person purchased a Yelp deal. Sketchy. Went way over quote, didn't quote know about the coupon on Yelp when I tried to redeem it, changed the final price several times, did an incomplete job and had to come back 2 weeks later, but then pretended like he wasn't the same guy who came the first time.
Like a plastic mustache.
This is how people become conspiracy theorists. Like, this guy is just...
It's a weird contractor behavior?
Completely it is.
Something's off here.
This guy has a whole thing going on where he's like gaslighting him. No, this is my first time here. I don't know. All right.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Yeah, Brooke, let's give the wheel a spin, shall we?
Perfect.
Team pick.
I think it's your turn on that one.
I nominate rom-com.
Ooh.
Okay. April 18th, 2019. 1 star. Purchased a Yelp deal. Sketchy. Went way over quote. Didn't know about the coupon on Yelp when I tried to redeem it. Changed the final price several times. Did an incomplete job and had to come back 2 weeks later, but then pretended like he wasn't the same guy who came the first time.
Amazing.
Nice. I like how that's situated in that, like, I'm just a person trying to take on the world, kind of.
Right.
Just a little
place.
girl
This
next
is
door.
like very enemies to lovers.
Ready for the meet
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
It's the opening.
Shall we, Jessica?
Yeah.
Another
Also
team
team
pick.
pick.
Sean, are you like spinning it the same every time?
You have a problem with my spins?
I do. Do it again.
Should we? We might as
All
well.
right.
We can do team pick.
Action.
April 18th, 2019. 1 star. Purchased a Yelp deal. Sketchy. Went way over quote. Didn't know about the coupon on Yelp when I tried to redeem it. Changed the final price several times. Did an incomplete job and had to come back 2 weeks later, but then pretended like he wasn't the same guy who came the first time.
Action adventure.
Who is this man?
Let's investigate. It's the mystery.
All right, and I will take a spin.
I was going to suggest you do Sean Dyche. That's an impression, though.
Horror. Yes. 1 star. April 18th, 2019. Purchased a Yelp deal. Sketchy. Went way over quote. I didn't know about the coupon on Yelp when I tried to redeem it. It changed the price several times. Did an incomplete job. I had to come back 2 weeks later, but then pretended like he wasn't the same guy who came the first time.
Are you losing your
Yeah, it's
mind?
threatening his sanity. I think so. I think
That's the
what
right
is
way to say
reality? Yeah.
Scary, very scary.
Terrifying.
It is said that the greatest movie actors can perform and tell a story using only their eyes. Which brings us to our next game, The Eyes Have It.
In this game, we are shown cropped headshots of celebrity movie stars where we can only see their eyes. My co-hosts and I will give our best guess as to who we think it is. You ready? Now let's play The Eyes Have It.
It's
Michelle
Lucy
Yeoh?
Liu.
I think it's Lucy Liu.
Yeah, I think it's Lucy Liu.
But I like Michelle Yeoh's a good guess.
Yeah, 'cause she has those like really, like the arched eyebrows, you know?
Absolutely. I think Lucy Liu has that slightly offset look sometimes, though, which this picture has.
Yeah.
Do you have so Michelle Yeoh and two
Yeah.
Lucy Lius? Are those our guesses?
I think so.
Okay, and let's see the full picture.
Lucy Liu.
There you go.
Ah,
what a
gorgeous.
career. I mean, still
Yeah.
working. She's in everything. RFK Jr. No.
Yeah.
Is that Brad Pitt?
No.
I could.
I think it might be Brad Pitt,
Wait, it
see
might
that.
be. Oh
I could see
shoot.
that.
Hold on. I have to close my eyes
which is just young Robert Redford also.
and then look at it
Sure.
and then close them again. I have to, for some reason it helps if it's just like whew, a glance. I think I like Brad Pitt. I like Brad Pitt a lot for this. Gosh, interesting though. Like an older
Right.
Brad Pitt. Brad
Right.
Pitt
Now.
now.
Yeah. I mean, do we have another guess?
No.
Three for Brad?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's see
it.
the full image. It's Brad Pitt,
Hey!
actor and film producer.
Yep.
Speaking of storied careers, oh my
Right.
goodness. Now it is time for our weekly movie trivia. Okay, and Jessica, this question will be for you. What is the name of Rapunzel's pet chameleon in Tangled? Is it A, Picasso, B, Pesto, C, Pint, or D, Rascal?
Rascal. Pascal.
Pascal, sorry. I did think it was strange. I was like,
Pascal.
3 P's and then an R.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it's been a while since I've seen Tangled, but I want to say Pascal. I think that's, yeah.
All right, the answer is D, Pascal. Let's see what
support
the
that.
correct answer is. It is D. Yeah. That was like an unlooked for, it kind of came out of nowhere and was a great movie, I thought. Tangled. It's really good.
Would have been better if the chameleon's name was Pesto, but
Oh, that'd be cute.
You make me hungry. Okay, Brooke, this question will be for you. What year was The Dark Knight released? Is it A, 2003, B, 2005, C, 2008, or D, 2009?
so I'm trying to go back and remember how old I was when that came out.
Oh, don't do that to yourself.
I know it's a bad move, but I'm gonna go with 2008.
Okay, and the answer is C, 2008.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yeah.
And I will not tell you how old I was because it'll make me feel bad.
I just
Not
remember
because I'm embarrassed about it, but just because like
was 17
it's a
years
reminder
ago.
of that I'm getting old.
Time passes.
I just remember that coming out and Iron Man also, and those both being in
Oh, yeah.
theaters
At
around.
the same time. Yeah.
And that was when
just
everybody was.
all changed.
It was like DC, Marvel against each other.
Right.
And then
Marvel just.
All right, our third question. Who directed the 2 hit horror movies Hereditary and Midsommar? Is it A, James Wan, B, Ari Aster, C, Rob Zombie, or D, Jordan Peele? I believe I know the answer to this one. Do you? This is B, Ari Aster.
I think that's right.
Let's see if that's correct. Yes. I love James Wan as well, but I mean, like Ari Aster's horror movies are
Incredible.
disturbing. Yeah.
they're so artistic and creative, and everything comes together in a way that just somehow is always unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite you seeing a lot of the stuff like in the trailers and things. Like I always think I know his movies before I go see them, and then I'm just completely taken by surprise.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Now let's go to this episode's Indie Film Spotlight segment.
Welcome to T.I.M.E, where we talk independent media exposure to bring indie filmmakers and their creative projects to audiences around the world.
I'm Bryan McClure, and I'm on time.
So welcome to T.I.M.E, where we talk independent media exposure. And today we are honored to have the one and only Bryan McClure with
Thanks
us.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, man. Tell us a little bit about where you come from, how you got into filmmaking.
Yeah. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in a town called Council Bluffs, Iowa, really close to Omaha, Nebraska. That's a bigger city that people might be more familiar with. But I grew up playing sports my whole life. Basketball was my favorite. I like to make the joke. Growing up, I wanted to be a pro basketball player. I just never grew up. But that was kind of my focus, is sports growing up. So I never did acting like in high school or anything like that. But I always did a lot of art. Like I did a lot of drawing and painting and stuff. In fact, I was voted most likely to become an artist in my graduating class. And then I would go on in college to get my degree in graphic design. And it was kind of towards the end of my college experience where I was looking for a summer job. I saw this thing that said "Make Money Acting," and I always advise people to be a little wary about these kinds of things. But I would sign up for this thing and get a call out of the blue that I completely forgot I even signed up for the thing, and it was telling me it wanted me to come to this commercial audition. So I end up going, and it was like in this warehouse. I'm like, this is kind of sketchy, but I go in. It ends up being like legit. It's for a Windstream Communications commercial, and I would book it. I was in it for all of like half a second, but I had a great time. It was just the energy that's on sets, like the creative energy and. The people were all really interesting, and there's craft services, which you can't be nice. The people I got the call from was ultimately a local talent agent in Omaha, Nebraska, where I was at the time, and I just said to them afterwards, like, I'd like to do more of this. Yeah, nice. So that was kind of like the beginning of me, like starting to act.
And you end up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, like from Omaha to Los Angeles, it was just things just started building on itself. Ultimately, I was on a set of a film called Lovely Still with Martin Landau and Ellen Burstyn in the Durham Museum. There's this 50-foot tall Christmas tree, Christmas scene, this magical, like snow's like falling, and I felt like God's calling on my heart to like pursue this professionally. And that's when I made the decision like to go to Los Angeles, and I was out there for a little over 6 years doing acting, and then ultimately I'd feel a similar calling to move to Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been down here doing acting, and now as of late learning about filmmaking
and creating. So speaking of that, so you currently have a project that you're getting ready to get ramped up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
I do.
And you're learning a lot about as far as the creative side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to like some of our indie filmmakers out there that's trying to trying to put a project out? They have an idea, they have a story they want to tell.
Yeah, the two pieces of advice that come to my mind first and foremost is like, just to jump in and to allow yourself to like just start creating. Because like for the longest time, I was holding myself back with excuses like, oh, you're not a writer, you're not a producer, like you don't know how to do this stuff. So like there was just these blocks that I was putting in my own way. But my second piece of advice is to surround yourself with people that are great, that are good, your colleagues. Like so many of us in this industry love what we do, and so there's so many people that are just hungry to jump on a project and just make art. And thankfully, like one of my good buddies, Kevin Saunders, really talented actor and filmmaker, read this draft of my first short film, Roast Pork Butt, and he's like, dude, we could totally make this. And so we jumped in and made it, and there are a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, but I learned, and I am better now than I was.
Yeah, that's one of the main things with this segment of this show is we like to help people network and kind of, put themselves out, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about roast pork, but because that's one of those titles. When you hear that, you want to tell me more, right?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna talk about this, right? But I think could we just show the trailer? We'll show a clip.
Let's do it.
All right, so guys, this is from Bryan McClure's, the mind of Bryan McClure, roast pork butt. Check it out.
Britt, I'm here and I got a really juicy butt. Britt, you up there?
Oh, hey. I hope it's okay. Jess is helping style my Airbnb rooms since I'm gone next week.
No, yeah. It's totally cool. I'm helping Britt move some stuff upstairs while she's out.
She knows this is a date, right?
All right, so that's roast pork butt. Now, you say you did it on both sides of this, right? You were on both sides of this because it's kind of, how did you come up with this?
Yeah, writer, producer, actor on this one, and in a way, I guess you could say it was a gift from God. Certainly didn't feel like it at the time because this actually happened to me. This is based on the worst date that I ever had, and I legitimately cooked a roast pork butt for this date. And I'll say the meal itself turned out great, but everything else around the date was just couldn't have gone worse. So I wrote it down shortly after my first iteration of the script. I wrote down shortly after the event happened, and years later I would come to make it. But it was kind of just a cathartic thing for me to first write it down and then to make it. It was a very interesting experience,
Now, how can people see this? I know you've done the festivals.
Yeah. We've gone through a number of festivals at this point. Had a really great showing at the Atlanta Comedy Film Festival recently. We were nominated for a Best Comedy Film, and thankfully I got a Best Actor award out of it, which was really awesome. An honor. There's still one festival we're waiting to hear back from at this point, but after that, my goal is to look into some of there's some short film distribution entities out there right now that are picking up short films. So I might look into see if that's a feasible thing for roast pork butt. See if there's any way of making some money on the back end with the thing that we've created. I'll try that first, and then if we don't end up anywhere, ultimately it'll probably end up on YouTube.
Yeah, dude, I think roast pork, but I can see the merchandising already. I see it responsive. Well, anyway, so how can people get in touch with Bryan McClure?
Yeah. As far as getting in touch with me, probably Instagram is the easiest way to get in touch with me. It's just at Bryan McClure. That's Bryan with a Y.
Bryan with a Y. All right, so follow Bryan on all the social media platforms, and thanks again for coming. We appreciate that. Hopefully, go see roast pork butt when it comes, when it's available. Keep your eye out for that. You'll have a laugh, I'm sure, or two.
Yeah, hopefully.
At your expense.
At my expense, yeah.
And again, thank you so much for watching another episode of Time. Continue to support all the filmmakers and artists that we have here on the show. We'll see you next time, and back to you guys.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the art of independent filmmaking.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our page. Your support helps us grow and further our reach as we continue shining a light on talented and unique storytellers.
And a very special thanks to our sponsor, Destination Entertainment.
We'll see you all next time on the Great American Movie Experience.